Okay, next one's from Neil D'Souza. Subject is Karrion Kross disappointment. Guys, greetings from India once again. First of all, JoJo never gets my letters read in the main show any longer. What gives, JoJo? Well, we're reading your letter right now.
Yeah, everybody gets a turn. And plus, check the Patreon.
I read them all, but sometimes we just don't put them on the main show.
You know what I think might happen? Yeah, that's something
your questions stink,
No, and not only that. Sometimes because the show goes long, your questions on Patreon. So get on Patreon, bro.
On Patreon. It's not expensive. You got $10?
Right.
You can get
and there's nobody that can say you're not getting more than your money's worth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's saying that.
$10 gets you.
We're putting out more content than anybody right now.
Anybody.
I mean, we ain't giving you as much as Hoovy does. That's his Patreon for $35. But then again,
I heard Hoovie's going to be doing naked DJing. Did you hear about that?
No, that would be tremendous.
That's money.
Guys, greetings from India once again. First of all, JoJo never gets my letters read on the main page showing why working JoJo. Secondly, after so many months of hearing Disco hype up Killer Kross in the show, the feedback on the main event match he had with Keith Lee has been quite poor. People are calling for Kross to have short 5-minute matches, which will probably make him the modern-day Goldberg. What do you think Kross had such a disappointing match on the big stage? Could it have been the agentine and layout of the match, or was it because of the rumored injury that he sustained during the match? Also, what do you guys think about WWE's confused turns, Strowman and maybe even Reigns? It appears as though they are pushing Braun as a heel, and even Roman had an aggressive side in his return. Cheers from Neil. First of all, I would agree that the match was booked too long. Number one. Number two, the match was not good because the other guy blew up. And the match wouldn't have been – honestly, I don't think it would have been that great anyway because I don't know. It was just giving it 20 minutes so you could work a body part. I don't know. I would have stuck with everything those guys do good. Let's fit it in and give them like 12 to 15 minutes. Would have been to me. But it's weird too. I looked at I was after the shows are over. I checked out reviews of the show like ProWrestling.net. Bro, absolutely polarizing response on this match. Completely polarized. From dud to 4 stars. Just everybody everybody has it. They have their thoughts. And the thing is with Kross is he didn't do anything wrong in the match because everything he brings the theatrics and the showmanship to a wrestling match. Like a lot of facials, a lot of catching the cat. Just like when you see Kross matches, you see his facials a lot because he's making a lot of facials and the camera's showing his face. And that's he tells stories with his face. And if you like the athletic dives and stuff, everything, this match is not your cup of tea. But I like big boy matches. Because you very rarely see him. It's we had big boy matches 3 or 4 in the show back in the day. Now it's like a big boy match comes once every 2 or 3 weeks. So
especially 2 guys that can work.
Right.
If you want to hear our NXT Takeover review, it's on Patreon, and also to me, and it was not a little obvious; it was more than obvious. He blew up. Okay, what's his guy's name? Keith Lee. And when did you put up the NXT review, Joe? That we did? What day? Do you know?
I think right after, didn't you?
No, SummerSlam went up right after, and then AEW went up the next day, and then NXT went up the next day. So
okay, because somebody that works there that would know heard our review, and he texted me and he confirmed that he did blow up, and that internally he's had conditioning problems before. So and they were afraid that might happen again. So my thought was, then if you knew this, why didn't you keep the match short? Yeah. I'm going to repeat this one last time. Matches don't have to be long to be competitive.
Well, one thing.
Here's
you know what?
Too.
You know what I think they saw?
What?
I sent something to Husey to put up as a preview. So on YouTube, there was a clip where it was Disco's thoughts on Kross versus Lee. So that's probably where that was out since Sunday. But sorry, go ahead, Di.
And I'll say this: it's dude, and this is why I was not disappointed. I'm disappointed in that they took I'm going to call the Kross. The push of Kross is I'll reveal it right now on the show. The push of Kross has been a deep state wrestling operation that was that me and Konnan and our operatives in NXT all worked together, designed to deliver Kross to the thing. So it was a deep state operation. So the thing I was absolutely disappointed about, and it's we'll never see these again, okay? Because for some reason the wrestling community has on this stuff for no reason whatsoever, and it's this guy just says, they'll just make him like Goldberg if he has short matches,
right?
Or they'll make him bro. It's wait a second, why Brock and Goldberg, like they weren't over?
Right.
It's like, bro, we've talked about this so many times in the show.
Ryback.
The model of professional wrestling used to be, and it's still a model that works successfully because it worked for Kross. In 4 months, he became the world champion. Okay? The faster you beat your competition in the eyes of the fans, the better you are. It's like if you could go in there and make quick. Bro, Mike Tyson was knocking guys out in the first round to become an icon. If Goldberg became an icon because he would smash people, Brock is an icon.
Yeah, McGregor.
Right, McGregor was just bro, and it's like, why do you have to get in this thing that the wrestling industry has put this ridiculous, unwritten rule that, like, okay, you got to go work your 20 minutes, and it's like, why? It's like, why does this story of every main event have to be a 20 to 30 minute story? Why can't you
tell
the
new generation, everybody has to be competitive.
But let me make a perfect point. That movie, remember that movie Get Out?
Yeah.
Remember it came out? Okay. 4 stars, 97%. Bro, the movie's like an hour and 40 minutes long. Okay? It was a short, brief storytelling. You stuck it in. Bro, every movie today is how long? Like 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes.
The big budget
that's like the motto. You got to like everybody. But, bro, the quality in a short period of time is still
more
quality.
Importantly than quantity. Right.
More
it's almost like guys,
like
you see this a lot in Mexico and you'll see it in the United States. Like guys, they want to get on the mic. And they think that the longer they're on there, the more over they are. Like, bro, just say what you got to say and get the out. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people get tired. They get fatigued of hearing you,
Right.
But
I will say this. I'm going to tell Kross about this. He needs to incorporate more martial arts kicks in his repertoire.
Sure.
Because it could save a lot. It could save him. It can make him look impressive and save a lot of time if he just – if you do the side kick to the leg, side kick to the other leg, and then
which he can do,
and he doesn't do it enough.
Right.
But he should be. But when you work a big boy match, you can give a guy a bump, right? And while he's selling, and walk around him, and then line him up, and when he's getting up, give him a good kick and knock him down again, and give him a good martial kick. You could have done a match like that, but like Keith Lee. I don't know. It was a weird match. So.
I think some of the lesser reviews is also the fact that the NXT fans are used to having a guy like Cole or Gargano on top as champion. So when you give them Kross versus Lee, it's different. Like we were talking about a big boy match.
Bro, let's be honest. He's our boy. It wasn't a great match. It was not a bad match.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that fan base, even when guys like Drew McIntyre was NXT champion, Bobby Roode was down there, they weren't as happy with those guys either as they were with a Cole or a Gargano or. You know what I'm saying? So
as we all know, bro, people are going to criticize whether you're good, you're bad, you did, you didn't. At the end of the day, he's a champion after 7 matches. Looks like a star. Has been booked like a star. And they've done a great job with him and Scar.
Let me say this too.
I look at all that, not the other stuff.
And you see the same thing I do. Like when I first showed you guys this guy's promo we talked about, right?
Yeah.
When we showed his promo's name,
yeah.
Is that. In this age of professional wrestling, where wrestling is art,
right.
And people say that and the performers are artists or anything, everything you do before you step in the ring, Kross has mastered that art of the professional wrestling business.
Right.
Like all the to develop your like everybody know who you are before you ever have to step in the ring to work. I don't think there's another guy in the business that has done that does that better than he does. The way he presents his character and stuff, and even did you see the NXT Instagram account the day before the show?
No. Where
he took over the account?
No.
Bro, that was hysterical.
That
you should
cool.
watch it. It's like, but it's just great stuff. It was just like him being like
Look,
So
when you first told me about him, right?
Mm-hmm.
You showed me that one video. Remember, he was breaking like
the kicks. He was kicking the thing. You're like,
no. He punched the concrete thing.
The concrete thing. He taped it to the tree and kicked it and broke it.
No. There was one where he's walking into a gym and he just punches and he breaks it. Okay.
Oh, no. The one where he goes to the FSW. It was supposed to be Death Valley, California, but he went to the FSW school. And they had like a thing set up there where all the boys were betting money, and he had a big cinder block, and he lined up and he punched the cinder block and cracked the cinder block, and like walked away.
Just like, and it looked cool, and he looked cool, right? And then you had put him over, and then I got interested in him, and then I talked to him, and just by talking to him, you can just tell the guy's special dude. And working with him, he was always great. He had everything, bro. Just like I told you before, our problem in Mexico is they were not going to fly a guy, pay him what they were paying him to do squash matches. And you got to get him
guys in a minute, right?
Right. You got to get, and plus the guys were going to get pissed off because we've never done squash matches in Mexico, like ever, Right. And he had that against him, but the talent was in. I remember I would see him in Impact, and they had him kind of like a henchman type guy, but they really didn't give him a lot of ring time. And I was telling him, bro, don't worry. They just don't think you're ready yet, and you're not, but you have everything except the one thing, in-ring experience. There's no substitute for experience. You're going to get it, right. And he would get frustrated because he knew he had it, but he just was missing the in-ring. And now he does. Now he does have the in-ring,
Because here's the thing. Yeah. His style is not. It's outside the box of the style of the average, the
and it's easy,
right? Yeah, right, yeah.
And so, so to me, he's always been special, and I think they booked him correctly, and he's on his way to bigger and better things.
Not right now, he's got to separate his shoulders.
Well, when he gets back.
You can check out the rest of the listener mailbag plus full NXT TakeOver, AEW Dynamite, and WWE SummerSlam reviews all on Patreon at patreon.com/Konnan and Konnan.me.